Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Keys to the Game here on Bedford County Sports Talk Live. Well, Bill, it's time. Quarterfinal time.
Cool weather.
Cold weather,
Time for
man.
football
It's football on a football field
with a football.
with a football. Um, Here it is. This is a matchup we've been waiting for all year, Bill. We've been talking about this since our first scrimmage, which was against Page.
Got the Region 5 5A champion Shelbyville Golden Eagles 11-1 versus the Region 6 5A champions, the 12-0 Page Patriots.
And Bill, you was telling me a stat.
Yeah.
That just jumps off the page.
They average giving up 1.5 points per football game. Is what Page has given up this season.
How do you get 1.5 points? That's even less than a safety.
Only given up 2 touchdowns all year.
Yep.
In the playoffs, we've averaged 37.5 points a game. We're giving up 18.5 on defense. They're only scoring 24 points a game in the playoffs. They're giving up 3 points a game.
Makes it easy for your offense when you don't give up touchdowns or field goals, or you don't give up points, period. So obviously
2 touchdowns all year. On defense, they have 4 Division I recruits. Defensive linemen, the 2 linebackers, and one of their secondary.
The safety, which is that Weebush kid, which is their quarterback.
Right.
It's going to be a challenging game for the Eagles, but I will say this: I don't think they've played a team like us yet.
No,
I don't think they've seen our speed.
No.
I don't think that they've seen our quickness on defensive line. Now, they've played some big teams. They played Columbia, and Columbia gave them a pretty good ball game. What was the score? 19-22 to 3 or 19-5. That's some weird. It was weird. It was a weird score.
I thought it was 19-5. Coach T today says it's 19-2. So
yeah, so they got a safety, but they never scored a touchdown, and they didn't play with their best quarterback. They played half and half. You just wonder. I mean, the other close game that they've had was with Franklin earlier in the year, which is very similar to us on defense. They are close to the same defense that we've got. They've got good tacklers. They're quick. So I want us to talk about our keys. What do you see us?
Back to the Franklin game, I'm going to say this. That's the only team on their schedule that didn't give them things. Snap over the head. Cheap score on special teams. I mean, everybody this year, when they play Page, now a lot of it's Page is good.
Yeah.
But some of it is, like Coach says, it ain't a round ball, but the ball seems to bounce their way at key moments.
Right. And the penalties.
The penalties have been a key.
And penalties have been a key for them to win every year. I noticed in one Centennial game, their first 11 plays that Centennial had on offense, they had 8 offensive penalties on 11 plays. You cannot come out and to expect to win a ball game doing that. But that seems to be the effect that Page has on these teams.
When we look at common denominators, when we talk about scores, there's 2 teams that we both played, Nolensville and Coffee County. Page beat both of them 42-0.
Yeah.
We won 33-28 and I think 32-28 against them respectively. Now, comparing scores like that didn't mean anything, but it is what it is. Two common opponents, it was 84-0 Page.
I will say this. In both of those games, we made mistakes.
Sure.
Against Nolensville, we didn't play well.
No.
We played good enough to win the ball game.
Right.
Should have won by a lot more. Same thing with Coffee County. You line that out and play them again, it's a different ball game.
Right.
So it's hard to say because when we get in there, it seems like our kids.
The consistency of the goose egg is Page.
Oh, I know. It is. And the thing about it, that just shows their defense, and we have to be able to move the ball on them.
Number one key to the game, field position.
Yes.
You can't go 3 and out. They're excellent, maybe have the best punter in the state of Tennessee.
Right.
So if you pin them back and you stop them, which we want to stop them, they flip the field with a punter.
We're going to have to field the punt and not let it bounce 20 yards.
We can't let it bounce.
We can't let it roll. If you're able to make a clean catch, you got to do it.
And sometimes he could outkick his coverage with his long punts if you can field it. They can't get down quick enough. Maybe you can pull a return off here on them, possibly. But the other thing is they're excellent blocking punts. They've done it all year long. They've gotten snaps over the head on punts to get safeties. They've gotten block punts. We can't go 3 and out and have a 10-yard punt, a 20-yard punt. We have to be great. We're not going to be as good as them on special teams.
We just can't mess up.
We just can't be terrible.
Right.
Which has been a theme. We can't do that. Number 2, defensively, tackle well in space. Better than last week.
Yeah, because Page will wiggle off and get these extra yards after contact.
And they're going to hit those quick passes when they pass. And once they catch it, we got to get the guy down.
Yeah.
Got to get him down.
Got to wrap up hit them low, wrap up, bring them down.
Number 3, score first. Page hasn't been down in a game this year. They've never trailed for 1 second of a game. Not one. Get up 7-0, see what happens.
Hey, Centennial takes the opening kickoff against them last week for a touchdown, is called back.
Yep.
Had that stood, that would have been the first time they were down all year.
All year long.
So what happens to them? Okay.
That's what
they're a good team. They're a good team. They're going to respond. We know that. But that was brought back. Centennial didn't get on the board.
Nope.
But they did that.
A few plays later, snap over the head, and safety. And
there you go. It's a mess. So
number 4, stick to the running game. They have not played an offensive line, in my opinion, as good as Shelbyville's this year. I think this will be the best O-line they've faced, even though they're really good on D. And the other thing is, this is the best running back in 5A in the state of Tennessee is Robert Bailey.
He sure is.
He's the best. He ought to be a finalist for the 5A Player of the Year. Nobody's been better.
No.
And just because against running clocks, we were healing him up, we didn't run him into the ground.
Right. He didn't. A lot of games. He didn't finish the game out. We didn't have to have him.
He ran for over 300 yards twice, once in a playoff game.
Yeah, almost 400 last week.
Yeah.
All right. So Page is going to do everything they can to try to stop him.
Yes.
Okay. And one thing that I know that has been characteristic of the teams that have played against Page, they changed their game to try to do something different,
start throwing it. Now, we're going to have to throw it, but we got to stick with the run. And the other thing we got that they've not seen is a quarterback with the speed of Stephen Bobo.
Yeah, he'll pull it.
He can pull it out and take off and go to the house.
Right. That to me, if Stephen does that, I think that's where we catch them and we get our scores there.
And when we pass it, we got to do a better job of completing the passes.
Yeah.
There's going to be some opportunities to go downfield on these guys.
Yeah.
There's going to be some chances. The way their linebackers, as good as they are, they commit to that line of scrimmage. There's going to be an opportunity to hit them in the middle of the field.
They come downhill fast, especially number 40.
He sure does.
You got to watch 40 and 22.
But there'll be some opportunities down the field at times. We got to take advantage of those opportunities.
Right. All right, Bill. So we know special teams. We've got to hit them fast. What other things do you see? Little things that you might not even think about.
There's a number here that's a key to this football game. Okay. The number's 21.
Okay.
The team that gets to 21 points is going to win the ball game.
I agree with you.
21 is the key.
Yeah.
If we can score 21, we win the ball game.
I think our defense is good enough to hold their offense.
I do too.
The question is their defense as good as we think? Well, we know it's good, but is it
really
good enough to stop us completely? That's the thing.
Stick to who we are. Don't change, but don't give them anything cheap. Like we mentioned a minute ago, the exception of the Franklin game. Every team seems to implode, whether it's turnovers, penalties, snaps over the head. Every week that you go watch Page, the other team's giving them stuff. And when you give it to Page, Page takes it and they score with it.
Right.
Now, they do a great job of capitalizing.
Now, we have always come out with a prediction of the score. I'm not going to make a prediction of the score this week, Bill. I'm going to make a prediction, though. And I'm going to say if we return a kickoff for a touchdown, we will win the football game.
And I do think when you've watched what I've watched, there have been opportunities this year to do that. Not just a Centennial game. There's been other games where there was chances that maybe they didn't go for a score, but long opportunities were there. And we've got some return people in LeBron Ransom and William Bobo that can go to the house.
One factor. Their kicker is a great kicker, and he'll kick it in the end zone. But tomorrow night's going to be cold. Mm-hmm. The ball's not going to travel near as far.
No.
We're going to get opportunity at some point to return a kickoff, probably a couple of them, maybe 3. We're going to have to take one of them to the house to win the ball game, in my opinion.
Right.
Or break a punt.
Comes back to the field position thing. Yeah. Just get it to their 40, get it to their 30. Like the other night, William had a 60-yard kick return.
When we are punting or we're changing possession, we cannot leave them on our side of the 50-yard line with the ball. They're going to come at us hard. We've got to keep them in their end of the field. So,
field position.
Do you care to make any kind of predictions, Bill?
I'm just going to stick with the number 21. The team that scores, whether it's us or them, 21 is going to win the football game. And I'm going to
say 7 of those have got to be a kick return or a punt return.
I don't care how it happens. It just happens. You got to get 21.
I'm just saying, I think.
But I also think that if Robert's getting stuffed a little bit, you can't go away from it.
No.
Because there's an opportunity, in my opinion, for him to go long on one of these where they overcommit, sell out, and he goes. I think there's an opportunity for Steven to go long and score.
Right.
you could see some long runs by us in this game.
Yeah.
I think the speed advantage is Shelbyville.
Oh, yeah, I think so, too.
At several positions. I don't think they have anybody that can run with Bailey or Steve.
Well, Bush, the quarterback and the safety, he's got a little speed on him.
Yeah.
He's got some wiggle. They're tailback.
Williams, Stephen, and Robert Fast.
Well, they're tailback, the freshman, Ote. He's got some speed when he gets going. He's quick, too. We got to contain him. I think he's the threat running. And then number 9, I can't remember his name. He's got they have a lot of different running backs coming in and out. They just don't have a feature back. So it's going to be fun to watch. We got to get over there.
I think their leading rusher, I would say Nate Zimmerman has as many yards rushing as their leading rusher for the season.
Probably so, because they rotate
yards because they rotate so many in there.
Yeah, they got 4 of them that they bring in and out. All right, it's going to be fun. We need to get over there. It's going to be cold outside. Yep. We're going to have to wrap up. We're going to have to get over there and make some noise because they make noise the whole game with these stupid horns.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they got train horns.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a train coming through. And that's nonstop when we got the ball. So we're going to have to get there and make some noise when they got the ball, too, and try to even that up. And I've been told that this is a small visitor section. I looked at it. We can fill it up.
Right.
I think, and if we do that and bring a good crowd, I think that's going to be helpful as well.
Yep.
So 7
and
o'clock.
I will say, because a lot of people already know it, David, but especially some of our older little. We got some older people that listen here that probably can't make it to the game, but it's a big honor that it is on Channel 30. It is the game of the week on my TV.
Right.
Over Riverdale, Oakland.
Right.
So this is pretty good exposure for Shelbyville right here.
Yes, it is.
To be in the quarterfinals of a playoff on television.
Yeah, and if you can't get there, at least tune in and watch it.
Sure, watch it on my TV 30. It's not even like watching on NHSF.
Yeah.
Yes, because the camera angle is going to be so much better.
Well, Bill, we'll be coming and sitting down Saturday talking about a win or a loss and a potential matchup.
I'll say this. The team that wins Friday night, in my opinion, probably wins the state championship.
Yes, I will say the same thing.
Whoever wins,
yeah,
I think they win the state.
I do too. I agree. Well, Bill, it's going to be fun to watch. Also, Misty Zimmerman, Eagle Walk at 4 p.m. Eagle Boulevard. Come cheer the players as they get set to travel. Thanks for letting us know that, Misty. 4 o'clock, Eagle Boulevard, the Eagle Walk.
And I don't know how much we can say about Misty Zimmerman and the job she's done with to these kids. She's there all the time working.
Misty, are you going to take your horn and try to match that noise over there?
Yeah, that would
I need to know that. I know you got one, so we need that horn.
And that's the other thing about these. The parents of this bunch of kids are phenomenal.
Yeah.
They're really, really good. And it'll be nice, and all the students that get on the bus and go up there. But I just think it sends a message. I don't know if there's one charter bus coming. It'll look really nice. And here comes our boys on the old yellow wagon.
Yep.
I love it.
Piling out.
Yep.
Getting ready to go take care of business.
Taking care of business. We don't need a charter bus. We're going to ride old Yeller up there.
Well, it's been a great year for the Golden Eagles. Horn will be there. And drums. Okay. So we're going to make some noise. Been a great year. I hope we keep going.
I do too.
And get in that semifinal game. And
never done it before. We've never done it before.
Never been there. So this is our opportunity. So guys, if you can't be there, tune in. Watch for us on Saturday mornings. We go over this game and lots of other sports that we got going on in Bedford County.
Yeah, we got basketball we'll be talking about already.
Yeah, it's already cranked up this week. We got some scores and a little bit to talk about there. But focusing right now on this ball game, quarterfinal between Shelbyville and Page. Go check them out.
Yep.
Watch it on TV. And we'll see you Saturday morning on Bedford County Sports